My mom allowed my creepy stepbrother to harass me when I was young, and now she wants me to pay for his student debt. Now she's learning the cost of blind loyalty. I have an older stepbrother, Chris, who has been a nightmare since the day my mom married his dad. My stepbrother wasn't a big fan of me. He would be left in charge of me, but him babysitting meant things like locking me in the guest bathroom or the shed outside. He even tried more than once to run over my car with his car. The bullying just kept getting worse and creepier. He had a key for the bathroom that would unlock from the outside, so he'd use it to walk in on me showering or steal my underwear. He also started taking pictures of me sleeping. One night, I woke up to him taking care of himself next to me while I slept. I yelled, obviously. My parents came over, but he wasn't in trouble. I was, for tempting him. I was 14 when this happened. He was 27. No one helped me. And it got to a point where I called my half-older brother Sam to see if I could live with him and his wife, Sandy, during my last 2 years of high school. They became my legal guardians and took me in. Thanks to my paternal family, I got my bachelor's and master's, no student debt, and work as a nurse practitioner. Things seemed okay until my mom messaged me recently. She had not messaged me since I was 18 when she told me she no longer had any responsibility to me. In this message, she sounded overly friendly, telling me how she missed me and asking how I was doing. I was a bit creeped out, but just told her about what I had done. She seemed very interested since apparently she knew I was a nurse. She began asking me about my salary. I just said it was enough to pay the bills. My mom then began texting about Chris and how he was barely making any money due to his student debt. Apparently, Chris never finished a degree, jumping from career to career. I told my mom how sorry I was that Chris was having a hard time and wished him luck. That's when my mom finally got to what she wanted. She texted me I needed to pay his student debt so he could finally begin to make the money he deserves like the man of the family. I just turned off my phone. When I got home, I told Sam what happened and showed him my mom's text messages. I don't think I've seen Sam this angry ever. He told me to block all of them. This backfired because the next day my mom and Chris came to Sam's house to speak to me. I was alone, so I immediately called Sam and told him what was going on. He told me not to open the door and that he was on his way. My mom spent the whole time screaming that I owed them for raising me and that my sweet brother deserved the money. Chris was going around trying to find a window or door unlocked. Thankfully, he was unsuccessful as I had locked everything beforehand, and the windows have safety bars. This warranted Chris telling me they should have thrown me away when I was a baby since I grew to be a biatch. He pounded in one of the windows so hard he actually cracked the glass. Eventually, he gave up and went back to the front door, clearly trying to kick it down. I didn't have anything to worry about. The door was a security door, but I was still very scared. Between yelling, threatening, pleading, and insults, I finally heard Sam screaming to them to get lost. I only saw things from the window. Sam dragged them both off the porch. They got to a point I couldn't hear, but I saw my mom and Chris pale and look scared before they pretty much ran to their car and drove off way past the legal speed limit. Sam came in a bit after and immediately went full overprotective brother mode, asking me if I was okay. He kept saying sorry and hugging me. Sandy arrived almost immediately after, and she looked like she was about to commit a felony. Apparently, Sam threatened him with filing charges for what he did to me when I was 16. My stepdad was willing to testify against his own son since he did something to his relative, and they've had a bad fallout ever since. That seemed enough to get Chris off our backs, but not my mom. Since then, it's been 3 days, and my mom has sent texts, called nonstop with various numbers, and rallied a group of people to harass me for money. She claims that money should legally be hers since she's my mother, that it's my late father's missed child support. Sam is helping me find a lawyer to get a restraining order on my mom, and I plan to take my stepdad's offer to testify by pressing charges against Chris.